What is America doing here in Botswana? Why is Africa not in American borders? What do you call that? And you come and say imperialism and colonialism is finished.
Hello everybody, welcome once again to AfriPost. I believe wherever you're watching us from, you're doing great. Now, I've always said that Julius Malema is not somebody to just go and face with anything that you have in your mind. Because first of all, Julius Malema is well informed. Julius Malema is well educated. He's somebody who has grasped global issues and African issues at the palm of his hands. So going to attack him or going to face him off on an issue that maybe you don't have a clear or a deep understanding about could really leave you disgusted at the end of the day. So there is this Nigerian High Commissioner, Mohammed Harun Manta, who Julius Malema was giving a press briefing to ambassadors and high commissioners of different countries. So in this press briefing, this high commissioner came up and told Julius Malema and his EFF party that there is no need to have that radicalization against colonial era because Africa was colonized ages ago and that colonization ended ages ago. There is no need to be radical towards whites. There is no need to be radical towards African colonizers. So I want us to listen to how this engagement went through and then let's talk about it after the video. Kindly watch this video and then let's react to it.
My name is Mohammed Haruna Manta. I'm the High Commissioner of Nigeria. The second question I wish to ask is on the basis of economic integration, the world is seen as a global village. Whether from the west or from the east, the emphasis I thought for Africa should be who will be our trading partner and not the very radical posture of the socialist concept, which probably was very relevant in the after the Berlin Conference, 1880-something, 1884-85. But today, we don't have colonialism to fight as such because the whole of Africa has been decolonized. South Africa is independent, Namibia is independent, and so is the whole African continent, with the exception of probably some aggression against Western Sahara. So is it not time that EFF takes a posture that is more inclusive of development concepts rather than imaginary fighting colonialists that do not exist in any way? Because the interest of the world is more virtually focused on how do I develop on the economic concept, how do I attract. Sometimes the development economists call it foreign direct investment, FDI. How do I attract that? So I would like to know what the EFF thinks about the economic integration of the African continent, as well as what the AU has done in promulgating or forming the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, as well as the 2063 agenda. Thank you.
You know, this thing of territorial threats, we know them here. We've got an army base here in Botswana. What is America doing here in Botswana? Why is Africa not in American borders? What do you call that? And you come and say imperialism and colonialism is finished. When people expand their territorial expansion through putting military bases at our borders. There's a military base here. A study has been conducted that a fighter jet that moves from that army base to the Union Building will not take less than 2 minutes to bomb the Union Building. If a war is declared with America, America does not have to assemble any resource from Washington or anywhere else to come here. They are already here. What do you call that? It's democracy. It's free world. We must celebrate that and say, no, imperialism is no longer there. It's in our head. We understand what Putin is fighting against because we have it here. Here. What is it doing here? We never went to Asia. We never went to Europe. We never went to America. We are here. We don't establish bases anywhere. Why should you establish bases in military bases in our continent? And when we speak, it's called old-fashioned politics. That they are out of fashion. There's no such a thing as imperialism. When imperialism is breathing on our neck, we're not going to allow that. We are going to expose that American military base here all the time in the platforms we get and educate our people that this is exactly what Putin is fighting against. America will not allow that. That Russia must go and establish a military base in Cuba with missiles facing the USA. They won't allow that. So we must not be allowed, we must not be asked to accept the things that you will not accept if they were to happen in your countries. And that's what we're talking about when we speak about NATO and peace not going together. So, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't mean enmity. We're not enemies. We engage robustly. Our policies can be challenged the same way we challenge your policies. We are open for engagement. South Africa is open for investment in our own terms. We know what multinational companies have done to our economy, coming to milk our resources, leaving us dry. The case in point is a place called Marikana. Just go and see what the London mine did there and what Sibanye is doing there. To date, with a huge operation of a mine just next to it, there is no water, there's no tar road, there's no electricity, there are no houses, no proper schools. People are squashed in one place. Yet, a stone thrown away, there is a mine. We cannot allow that to continue as is under the EFF. We want a mine that will benefit our people. Why do people say, no, the state must not own a bank in South Africa? Because there are private banks. Why do you need a state bank? Because they want to continue to exploit people and charge them high interest. Why do you say you don't want the state to be in the bank, but the state is in hospitals? There is private hospitals, there is state hospitals. There is private schools, there is state schools. There must be private banks and state banks. And the private bank, the private hospitals and schools and private everything, even where the state participate, the private sector still maximize profit, even when there is an option of a state.
Now, after receiving that response, would you dare go and really face off with Julius Malema again? Because I think some people might be thinking that Julius Malema is crazy or Julius Malema does not understand what he is really talking about. But over the years, Julius Malema has remained to be the only politician who has been consistent about what he's saying from the days of his youth era when he was a leader of the Youth League in ANC, to the days of his leadership of the EFF party. Julius Malema has remained consistent. Julius Malema has remained to be the firebrand representation of the opposition politics in South Africa. I would tell you that the official opposition party in South Africa is the DA party. But John Steenhuisen does not really appear to be known outside South Africa. And even I believe that some South Africans do not even buy to his ideologies, do not even understand his politics. But Julius Malema has really remained relevant on each and every day. Every current affairs, Julius Malema is always ready to comment about it. Every issue that is affecting Africa, Julius Malema is always ready to really talk about it. And that is why you find he is always receiving many people from outside Africa and is talking to them on different issues that are there. Malema has proven himself to be no-nonsense, and he does not entertain any sellout position that somebody can really be so indebted to the whites such that they cannot advance African ideologies as it should be. Malema is an embodiment of a real Pan-Africanist, somebody who is ready to really fight for Africans. That is why when he's talking about the extension of colonization by the colonizers, he's really right. Remember what is happening in Africa right now. There are many countries that are facing instability just because of the Western interference. So it is really important that everybody who is a leader in Africa understands the impact of Western interference in African affairs. Look at DRC Congo. The Eastern DRC is really facing a lot of challenges. There is that conflict in that region. And remember, DRC is one of the countries in Africa with many natural resources like minerals that are very important. I always like citing coltan. Coltan is an important component of mobile phone manufacturing. And therefore, if DRC Congo will not give you coltan, there is an aspect of mobile phones that will not be produced because of the lack of that mineral that is found in DRC. And this is why you find that most countries, even the UN peacekeeping missions, have resided and have taken years to be in DRC, but there is nothing totally that is being solved in that region. You are also remembering the issues of disease outbreaks like Ebola. Why is Ebola just coming out of DRC each and every time? It is because of the challenges that people are facing. I can tell you for sure that some of these challenges that they face, some of these conditions that we see, it is not just because of the fact that the country is not well developed, but it is because Western powers have really struggled to ensure that African countries that are endowed with many natural resources do not succeed and do not really be wherever they should be, as it were. So I don't know what you think about this comment that Julius Malema gave to this Nigerian High Commissioner. Kindly talk to us down in the comment section and tell us your opinion or your mind about the issue. Or do you really believe that colonization ended years ago and Africans should not be talking about it right now? Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and also share. Thank you, and may the good Lord bless you. Let's meet in the next video. Goodbye.